Hey, it's Tara. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about the power of your imagination. This is something that's so overlooked in when we talk about the power of positive thinking, and it's so important even just based on the neuroscience of what we know about the brain. The brain doesn't actually care if what you're experiencing is real or imaginary. In fact, it releases the same chemicals regardless. So if I asked you to think about the saddest moment of your life, even though it's not happening in this moment, as you remembered it, your brain would release all of the same chemicals that it did in the moment that you experienced that. So you would feel sad. You would have a physiological change to support that. You might even cry, even though it's not happening in this moment. The same thing happens when we start thinking about that vacation we're going to plan. We start looking at flights and hotels and things we're going to do, and we start getting excited about it. We're not there yet, but the brain is lit up in all the same places as if we were going, and it will release those chemicals to support that change of state. So this is a brain hack that you can do that is more effective than just trying to think positive thoughts. It will always come back down to your nervous system and being regulated. The more regulated your nervous system is, the easier it is for your thoughts and emotions to be proportionate and to not be overwhelming. And then affirmations and positive thinking, all that stuff is a lot easier, and it still has benefit. But it's not where you start. You start with a regulated nervous system. From there, if you're struggling with what you're dealing with in this moment, think about a different time in your life when you haven't felt that way. So if you're feeling stressed out right now because of a project that you're working on, think about a time when you accomplished the achievement of another goal, when you finished the completion of another project, how that felt for you, how you celebrated, what it was like to feel confident, to have it feel finished, to feel like it was over and done. As you remember that moment, again, your nervous system is going to support you, and it's going to help give you that state right now. The same thing goes if you're missing an attribute. If you feel like you don't have confidence, if you feel like you don't know how to manage stress, if you feel like you don't know how to handle anger, think of the time when you were good at handling stress, at handling sadness, anger, irritability. When have you felt more in control? Start looking at the context of your life and noticing how it felt for you then. As you remember that, it will start supporting that state in your body if you're paying attention to your body now. The same is to be said for imagination when you're not having a memory but you're thinking into the future. Some people don't have memories or times where they can access a really positive state very easily, or it's wrapped up with a mix of guilt or sadness or grief or whatever else was going on in their lives at that time. So one thing that you can do to build resource into your system is to use your imagination. Kids are really good at this. They're so natural at daydreaming, and we kind of stop doing that as we get to be adults. We do the adulting and we stop daydreaming. We do goal setting, but we don't imagine. We don't play as much in fantasy in our minds, and it's really helpful because, again, the brain doesn't care if it's imaginary or if it's real. So if you're not feeling confident in this moment, what would it be like for you to feel more confident? How would you behave if you did have all the confidence that you needed? If you're feeling stressed out and you need a break and you can't get one because sometimes our reality stops us from achieving the state that we're really desiring, what are you going to do to celebrate getting through this time? Where would you rather be? What would be a better place to be where you could feel relaxed and healthy and calm? If you took a moment, instead of just meditating or instead of just having positive thoughts, if you actually thought about lying on a beach in Maui with the hot sand under your back and the hot sun from above and the ocean breeze, how that would feel against your face, what it would smell like to be by the ocean, what it would taste like to have that pina colada or fresh pineapple. If you took that moment and really tried to get all the information about that fantasy, about how you would celebrate getting through this time in your life, your brain will start releasing those same chemicals as if you were on the beach in Maui, and you will start to feel a little more relaxed in this moment. These are things that you can do right now to hack into that part of your nervous system that's going to help create the state that you can't get just from positive thinking alone, but it's something that you can play with and that you can get really good at tapping into your imagination and trying to create positive states to get through the reality that you're trying to get through now. So give it a try. It's always easier in session where we can do this together, but try it out on your own and let me know what you think. I would love to hear some of your fantasy daydreams that have helped you get through some difficult times or some really stressful days. Keep in touch with me. Until next time, I hope you're well.